What's up, Lean Hybrid Maniacs? Mike Westerdahl here. I got John Romanello. We're in Tampa, Powerhouse Gym, Florida, grabbing a quick workout. Roman's got a program coming out called Fat Loss Forever, or Forever Fat Loss, whichever. And,
whichever you like.
It's based on intermittent fasting. And we're going to go over some of the different kinds of fasting. If you've done the Lean Hybrid program, you've done the Warrior Diet, or the Warrior Day that we have in the program. And that's where you're fasting through the night until your dinner meal, and that's when you eat a lot of calories and make up for it. And we've talked about some of the hormonal benefits to that, as far as even for muscle building, but John's the fat loss expert here. He's going to go over some of the different kinds of fasting during his program, because there's a lot more than just that warrior fasting.
Yeah, so the Warrior Diet was actually my very first introduction to intermittent fasting back in 1999. I read an interview with Rory on a site that we both write for, T Nation. And so I've been experimenting with it in some capacity or another ever since, and there have been a lot of types of fasting, and the most popular, obviously, are the ones that seem to work the best. And so in my program, what I've really done is taken what I consider to be the most effective and therefore the most popular forms of fasting and created a hybridization, as you guys would like to say, a synthesis, a program, like sort of a cyclical week-long program using all of these methods. And so we've got the Feast Fast method, which was the first thing I ever tried, and then it's a full 36-hour fast after your cheat day. And I found that that was really great for digestive relief after like eating 14,000 calories worth of burgers and ice cream. And also it does exacerbate fat burning for all the hormonal reasons. We've got a Warrior Day in there. And then the things that you guys might not be as familiar with, one that's becoming very, very popular is something that was created by Martin Birkin at leangains.com, and it is what's called the 16-8 method of intermittent fasting. Now this is probably the most sophisticated form of fasting. It's essentially a daily fasting regimen, unlike the others. So most types of fasting, you're either not eating for a whole day or not eating for most of the day. The 16-8 version is where you literally fast for part of every single day. So you do not eat for 16 hours out of the day, and then you condense all your calories into an 8-hour feeding window. And so the reason that this works so well is because of the hormonal effects of fasting. First of all, if you're not eating frequently, then you're spiking insulin a lot less often. And then fasting obviously potentiates growth hormone, which you talked about in your program. And also the growth hormone's effect on testosterone helps as well. So that's one of the main types of fasting that we use, and we also have a Warrior Day in there. Brad Pilon at Eat Stop Eat talks a lot about 24-hour fasts. We have one of those in there as well. So it's a week-long schedule of, it's a cheat day, then a fast day, then a Warrior Day, 16-8, 16-8, 16-8, Eat Stop Eat Day, cheat day again. So it's a really fun cycle. You're always doing something different, and I've created workouts that are designed to create a hormonal response that would work well to exacerbate the hormonal response of each type of fasting.
It's like a workout that matches each.
Exactly right. So there's one for like the cheat day where you're taking in this abundance of calories, and so you want to do a workout that is more primed for muscle growth, so you can actually gain a little bit of muscle on this program. So you mean hybrid guys who have always been really used to doing things where you're trying to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time, this is going to be very familiar to you. And if you would like to gain more muscle, really all you need to do is on some of those 16-8 days, increase the total number of calories and then lower them on other days. So I outlined that in the program, how to use it for muscle building as well. It's very interesting. It's fun. I like it.
Do you have any tips for guys that maybe haven't fasted before, or it's kind of hard for them? They feel like they're starving. And it's more of a feeling. Like none of us actually know what it feels like to be really, really hungry. But how do you overcome that initial?
So the first thing I would say is that if you're new to fasting, you want to start with the hardest type of fasting first. And the reason for that is that everything else will, by comparison, seem easier. So the 36-hour fast is often very, very challenging for a lot of people. But the thing to make it easier, I find, is one, to be very, very active. So I like to do my cheat days on a Sunday because, call me crazy, I like to have burgers and wings when I watch football, and it's just something I do. But Monday is also my busiest day. So if I'm doing all my writing, if I'm working out, if I'm training clients, Monday is the busiest day for most people, right? It's the day that you're catching up from all your work from the weekend, your emails that have piled up. So the busier you stay, the less you think about food. Super easy. The other thing you can do is caffeine. It is, obviously it's a bit of an appetite suppressant. I don't recommend going crazy with the caffeine, but maybe I find that there's a 3-hour window in the middle of the day where hunger just hits you. So have a cup of coffee in the morning, try to be light on the milk and sugar, and then have another one at 4 or 5 p.m. and that'll take you through to the evening. The other thing you can do, go to bed early. go to bed early. If you're sleeping, you're not eating. So instead of going to bed at midnight, try to go to bed at like 10 o'clock, you know? Just put things off, especially because you're not going to have dinner. So just try to be active and be smart with it. It becomes second nature. I have done 60-hour fasts where I didn't get hungry until sort of the end of the 52nd hour. So it becomes really, really simple once you get used to it. And it's a way. What you said is that most of us don't know what really being hungry feels like. And so what I find the most interesting thing about fasting, even if you just try it once or 3 times or 4 times, even if you never make fasting part of your lifestyle like I have, it's worth doing simply because it teaches you the difference between head hunger and body hunger. And once you've identified what head hunger is, every time you experience it, you can sort of put it off. You'll know when you're eating because you're bored. You'll know when you're just eating because your schedule says you can eat. So it helps you break free of all this dietary dogma that we've sort of been exposed to in the fitness industry for years. And you'll see that not only can you lose fat faster, but it makes your life a lot easier.
Awesome, thank you. Hey guys, check out the link below this video. Roman's got a discount for you at the link down there. If you got any questions, post them below too, and we'll answer them for you.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, guys.